Keto Homestead with Jess. Today in Ohio, it's been pretty rainy and chilly, so I decided I'm going to go ahead and make a quick, simple celery soup and a celery soup base so that I can. So follow along with me, and I will get us started on celery soup. So my ingredients are celery, chicken stock, garlic, minced garlic, and some butter. I went ahead and cut the tops off my celery, and I will stick this in a Ziploc baggie, and I will save this for when I make chicken stock later on. First step we're going to do is put about a tablespoon of butter in my pot here. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic. Now we're going to go ahead and put this on the stove top on medium heat. So now our garlic has browned, our butter has melted, so I'm going to start adding my celery to the pot. And at this point, I am not trying to cook my celery. I'm just warming it up. And I will tell you why in just a minute. So we'll mix that all around, get the celery coated in the butter. I've went ahead and mixed the celery around and let it get coated in the butter and garlic. I've decided to add 4 pints of chicken stock to the stock pot. I didn't like the amount of 2, and that is the best thing about homemade cooking. You can cook it to your preference. If you don't like something, you can add it. If you do like something, add it. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more. Like I said, I'm not trying to cook the celery at this point. I'm just getting it warm. And once that comes up to temperature, I will bring you back. Okay, welcome over to my stove. So now that we've got everything over here on the stove going, I am actually going to make the cream of celery soup. So this is on burner on medium heat. And you don't want it to go any higher than medium heat, because if you do, when you add the next ingredient, it could curdle. So we're going to go ahead and add some heavy whipping cream. Remember, I am keto, so this is a keto recipe that I am making here. And you may ask how much heavy whipping cream you put in there. You put in as much as you want. The more you put in, the creamier it's going to be. Go ahead and put this away. And because this is a keto recipe, I do not use flour. I use anthem gum as a thickener. The reason we did not do this in the beginning is because I wanted to can half of this recipe, and I don't can any of my soups with the cream, flour, or anthem gum. I just wait until I am ready to open up that jar, and then I'll go ahead and just heat it up on the stove and add my anthem gum and heavy whipping cream at that time. So we're going to stir that anthem gum in there real well. I only do a very small pinch. You don't need much of this at all. The more you work with it, the more you'll be familiar. But a very small pinch for me works just fine on thickening it up. So I'm going to go ahead and let my canner come up to pressure. I'm going to let my celery soup here in the stock pot simmer for a while. And I will bring you back when we're ready to move on to the next step. Soup is at a low boil, so I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. It's all done. We'll let this cool off a bit. And then my canner is also done. The timer just went off, so I'm going to shut that off and let that come down to temperature. Let it cool off. I did ladle some of this celery soup out of the pot so I could try it. I did add some salt and pepper to this, and anybody else that wants to have some celery soup can add their own salt and pepper. So good. Alright, I'm going to finish this, and I'll bring you back when I pull the jars out of the canner. Alright, so my celery soup is done, so I'm going to take my weight off. If you go to lift that weight and steam starts coming off, you need to let it cool down more. It is not ready to be done. And of course, when you take the lid off, always take it away from you so that steam doesn't get to you. Oh, you hear that? Beautiful sound. Favorite sound in the world. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. I've got one that's tipped over, that's alright. I'm going to put this on the counter on a cloth, a dishcloth, or a mat, or something. You do not want to put your jars on a cold counter because they can crack and bust. What a mess would that be? Try to lift this jar up. It fell over. I'm burning myself here. Well, maybe I'll get some other ones out first. This one's being tricky today. I want to stand up. There we go. Alright, I'm going to bring you over to the counter real quick. Alright, so I ended up getting 7 pints of celery soup here. This is the base. I will go ahead and add my cream and my gum when I open one of these jars and I'm ready to heat it up. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you come back to visit Keto Homestead with Jess. And I hope you have a happy, healthy, and safe day. Blessings.